everyone. My topic for today's conference is automatic pharmaceutical product recognition model using convolutional neural network transfer learning as a new approach. This is Sahar, and I'm a master student in UTM. For today, we will have our background. We're gonna talk about our problem statement, then what is our goal, then we will proceed with our methods, then we will continue with result and discussion, and at the end we will end up this presentation with conclusion and some future works. During these days when people all over the world struggling with COVID-19, direct contact is very in lowest amount, and actually issuing the right place or the number of different kind of drugs is very important and very difficult. In the healthcare system, medication errors can be one of the most important issues that affect the safety of people. One of the reasons that these kind of errors happen is the human factor. Those reasons can be insufficient knowledge or fatigue, especially during the pandemic. That reaching to a specialist is very hard to make, and it's very hard to make sure that what kind of drug is that or something like that. Several drugs are similar in shape, and they are in small size, although there are some solutions to identify the drugs or their location, but we actually face lots of limitations. What are these kind of solutions? For example, Harold in 2016 proposed the barcode technology for each drug to classify them, or for example, RFID used for solve this problem, or on the other side in 2050 robots are actually used for large hospitals to actually they are how can I say that they are in charge of drug recognition. Recently, by developing image processing technology and with the deep learning, identification and recognition of different kind of drug are kind of easier. For example, Taran in 2017 employed nearest neighbor method to arrange the images and extract all the features. Or for example, 2019, 2017, there are many and several studies like using deep learning in biomedical imaging, or for example, biomedical signal detection or drug discovery are done. So our objective will be using or employing two different kind of approach like CNN and TL to recognize what kind of drug is and where is the location and so on. So for this objective, actually we had to collect our database, because during this pandemic we couldn't reach to different kind of drugs. So we just came up with three kind of packaging, like syringe, bottle packaging, and blister packaging. For drugs, actually for collecting all this database, we use our our camera to take this kind of photo, and we use different kind of angles to capture all these pictures. So images divided into three categories and separated into three folders, like syringe, bottle, and blister packaging. To reduce the time of training, we convert all the pictures to grayscale. Another step in pre-processing phase is to reshape all of them, because our pictures, our images wasn't suited for the training method, so all of them must be in a very special size, which was 224 megapixels. Image augmentation actually is a very good method to increase the number of training data. Uh, and actually, it is very good to reduce the probability of overfitting. And we use different kind of methods that like random rotation, zoom, and a vertical shift and horizontal shift. First method that we employed was CNN. Actually, we put all the layer from scratch by ourselves. We used TensorFlow, and after that, the sequential model used to train the data. The model built based on different layers in convolutional and pooling layer. The structure that used in this study built from scratch and contains three convolutional layer. Uh, uh, ReLU as an activation function to reduce dimensions, actually the dimension computation and overfitting as it has fewer parameters. After convolutional and pooling layers, the data must be converted to one dimension array. So we use flatten layers. Sigmund was the best candidate as the acceleration function for the output layer, which used in the last layer of the method. At the end, for epoch and batch size, we use 5 for epoch and 10 for batch size, because if we don't define this kind of parameter, the model can just take it as default, and the probability of overfitting will be higher. So we just define 5 and 10 for them. Atom used as an optimizer because it must have an optimizer again because of the reduce to losses and provide the most accurate result. Next method was transfer learning. In transfer learning, actually we use VGG60, and as a as a novelty of this study, we froze the last layer and we just developed another layer for this part because it must be suit our model. The transfer learning approach used in this study includes layers that have been pre-trained on a specific task before. The main task for this study is to cut off its fully collected layers and add suitable layers to solve our target. After freezing the pre-trained layer, we are allowed to update the other layers to improve target data classification. As a result, the pre-trained architecture detects all visual features in the database of this study and enhance the accuracy of the classification model. So after training in CNN, after 5 epoch, we got around 61% accuracy. For TL, we reached 81.3 of accuracy. So, but we should consider that in CNN, the duration of training was something around 2 hours, but for TL, after around 4 hours, we got this result. So it is expected that we have a very great improvement in accuracy, which is very, very crucial in recognition and classification field. As you can see in the figure, how CNN and TL develop and reach the good accuracy after 5 years. So if we wanna actually compare our study with another one, like Ovan in 2007, we used CNN, and they used CNN layers, and they got almost our accuracy, like 69. percent, but they just use CNN for recognized appearance. On the other side, in 2020, team focused on just basic packaging and develop a model based on CNN. Unlike our study, they reach more than 95% accuracy based on CNN model. The reason that this accuracy achieved is the authors used a database which contained more than 20,000 images. But in this study, our actually we couldn't manage to reach this number, and our database wasn't that much big. In another study in 2018, Lee developed a model for blind people to recognize the drugs, and they reached 99.6%, and they use CNN, 4-layer CNN, and why they actually after that they use TL2 transfer learning, and they got 99% of accuracy. Compared to our study, they used more than 1.3 million images to train the model, while our data roughly reached to 6,000. So, in this study, we use CNN and TL. As a conclusion, the authors believe that using transfer learning is a better approach because these kind of problems have direct effects on people's life. Therefore, we can weigh the high duration of TL and consider the accuracy of this model. One of the importance of this kind of models with high accuracy this era is when people cannot contact directly with doctors, they are able to recognize different drugs, and the risk of misusing them will be very lower. So, if CNN use the number of images is crucial to have high accuracy of model. When a certain number of images cannot be reached, using TL or transfer learning methods are more reasonable to get high accuracy. The duration of training data is important as well as the accuracy. As it is obvious, TL model takes more time to train to reach a good accuracy compared to CNN. One of the future works of this study is to actually redevelop the model with a with a new database or data set with more images. It is expected that we can reach higher accuracy. This was our presentation. Thank you for listening. And at the end, I want to thanks to my supervisor, Pro Inco, who helped me in this project a lot. Thank you, everyone, and good day.